holistic center. So I'm doing a whole lot of vitamins and minerals, but I thank God for what's happening, going to happen. I'm just going to praise and thankful in advance for the nerves start back doing what they're supposed to be doing. The blood flow like it should. Thanking myself again, able to just continue physical therapy and finish it out and now get ready to transfer to why. I'm looking forward to just, keep doing what I need to do to be healthy and more mindful. I'm glad that I'm mindful of what I eat and how I eat and stuff like that. Just trying to be better. Just trying to be better. But I'm thankful for even on Sunday what you had said to me. My mind was just thinking back and on the ancestors and I'm grateful for their contributions. For them always just being there. They just didn't start them out in the system. They were always there. And I didn't understand it. But even the time, like I said again, we didn't even know what I was hearing or what I was experiencing. But sometimes they intervene on my behalf or something, But I thank for even the instructions that they have given, times of even warning me of certain things. But I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for this place. Like I said again, to gain more knowledge and truth, and embracing just freedom. I don't know. I just feel. Sometimes it's hard to explain how you feel, but but it's unexplainable. But like I said, it's something that's on the inside and it comes out on the outside. But I'm just grateful for the things that transpire tonight and throughout the rest of this week, and go so on. I'm just thankful for life. Yes.
Anybody?
Glad to be here on tonight. Grateful for the ancestors. Thankful for the Most High. Appreciate being able to see our face on tonight. Thankful for opportunity just to get up and use the inner strength that I have. That's still with me. I'm grateful for being able to accomplish some things on today, and it might be small, but when you struggle with a few things and you still keep going and keep moving and accomplish it, it's a great thing. So I'm grateful for that. I'm thankful for the truth, thankful for what we're going to get, thankful for just this day, being able to open my eyes a little bit more and understanding coming forth a little more for me day by day. And I am appreciative of what I'm being taught from my ancestral line. And then adding what we hear to it is making more sense to me. So I'm thankful to get to the place that I'm getting unconfused. Because some are still confused, but I'm grateful for the place of getting unconfused and I'm appreciative for each and every one of y'all tonight. I say.
Anyone else on this evening? All right.
Thankful to be in the house. Thankful for a productive work week. Grateful for being able to accomplish some things at the house that I've been wanting to do for a while. So I'm grateful that I'm done with projects for a minute. So I'm grateful that I got what I wanted done and completed today. So I'm grateful for the weekend because I'm grateful that I get to rest.
No one else. Is anyone out there yet? We always ask.
Somebody, I don't know.
Okay, we're grateful for those that are logged in. If any are logged in from our brothers and sisters across the waters, Karibu, Joanna, Johnny Langley, Mr. Emilio Faraha, Tamanoe, Karibu, Kaze, Quito. All right. we are yet here, and it was funny, I said, well, but I saw something today that I thought was I don't know whether it was interesting or funny or catchy or I was watching some of the different things that transpired, but this video pops up, and in the video, the place was charged, and they were jumping and hollering and saying, you refuse to stop having church like this, and I'm going to keep having church like this. I didn't watch all of it, but I was listening to it, and it reminded me of how some things have to be reinforced to keep people back. Now, I know a lot of what I say roughly fellas, but I find it very, very hard to accept that people still want to walk around here bound in light of some of the recent developments. It's really amazing to me, and I said it a long time ago, and I keep saying it. I'm earned getting cussed out. I'm earned it. Because if you're going to keep on with your fantasies and your fictitious and your lies and still got people believing it and trusting it, it's time to tell people the truth and help people for real. You know, we got to quit saying, blaming everything on God. God will fix it. Clap your hands if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you got something that God just stopped and fixed for you. For just you, where you at? Why ain't nobody clapping? And the system, when they say that, everybody start clapping. Oh, did somebody clap? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So what I'm saying is, what's wrong with being honest and telling the truth? I was listening to the testimonies on this evening, and it is so refreshing to hear testimonies that are genuine and expressive of life, instead of having to fabricate and interject and massage yourself into believing that something else did everything for you. How many of you in here have done something on today and you're a little tired?
Amen.
Amen.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm just asking because, and we don't plan to hold you long because, this is, we're approaching the holiday weekend, as they call it. And I know some people are going to travel. I'm going to have to try and help our young brother log in and subscribe to the YouTube channel, King Brick. Watch it. Hotel. John Lowe, bless you. Said he's going to try to log on this evening. We'll talk about, we talk about the inner strength, but we want to talk about, real quick about, some people are planning to be a part of the future without taking time to do some future planning. Did y'all hear what I said? Too many times people don't do any future planning. They do some planning that's really sporadic. And the reason why I say it's sporadic is because if we look at it, sometimes we do some reckless planning. And that's why we get so bent out of shape when it looks like something got in the way or something is hindering it. And a lot of times we've been taught to blame it on who? Blame it on the devil. Blame it on the enemy. The terminology, I can't wait to get into some of it because some people need to understand it ain't that you were poisoned. It's just what we do, what we were used to, what we would say. just bottom line. But the one thing we know for certain, we keep living, we will be a part of future, in future events. Is that not right?
Yes.
But it is not a good idea to act like no planning need to take place. Hello? Sometimes we say there's something we want to set out to do. Huh? And then in the midst of it, we immediately start throwing some things together without effectively planning. Hello? I want this and this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And doing it in that manner it always leads to disappointment. It really does. So I was listening to this guy, and the whole 2 minutes, I believe it was, maybe 3. The whole 2 or 3 minutes that I was watching, all I got out of it was a bunch of hype. He was exciting people and hyping them up, and he's gonna keep having a church like this, and not realizing that he is sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken, because half or more of the people that were sitting there listening to him in a few months, maybe a few weeks, are not even going to be in that building with him. In a few days, it'll be the month of June. I don't know what else going to hit June 1st, but that's what I am. Some people that are sitting in some of these settings and some of these places right now going to end up making their exit and walking out. Because it's time to start revealing what's really going on. And some people are going to hear it and realize it and say, you know what? It might be some in this area, so don't be surprised if some people in this area walked through that door and came from one of the other places. And I don't blame them, because it's time out for false fulfillment. It's time out for somebody telling you you are right. It's time out for somebody saying, ain't the way gone. And because of where you are, you don't want to tell the truth and say it ain't. I'm glad when somebody said, no, I'm still hurting a little bit. Because that's honesty. Whether they like it or not, we're gonna keep pushing until Fantasy Island don't have a whole lot of visitors no more. We're gonna keep pushing until people realize that the way we have been indoctrinated to do things is reckless and is dangerous to the survival of the generations that are behind us. It is detrimental for us to get focused and realize that when we come together, because I made the comment, I said, now what we doing? And I think somebody said service. Service. It's glad to hear it be recognized as service without the mentality of being a servant. Because I think we handled that Tuesday. What it really means. Ain't no slaves in here. I'm excited to hear progress in people's life. And I'm excited to hear people going forward, moving forward. But do you not know how dangerous it is for you to keep meditating on something day after day the same way without a mind to move forward? You know how dangerous that is? I let somebody know, and I tell people all the time, sometimes your lack of self-expression is what led you to self-depression.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to be able to be full of the energy that is necessary for us to continue to go forth and maintain. You know, when things are happening in your life, we can no longer tell a lie. We can't tell a lie anymore. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna tell you why it happened. God did it. You went to therapy, right? Who did the movie? God didn't do the moving? Know what they say? How you gonna walk in truth telling lies all the time? Have to be honest, have to be real. You have moments with yourself that are not so pleasant sometimes. You have moments with yourself and some things that happen in your life that don't make you feel so good at the time that it happens. And understand and know this, as we go forth and walk in the next way, people are going to recognize and realize, wait a minute, this is different, but it's the changes that should have been made. The woman in the Most High was making a comment with someone that she ran into, and she began to talk with him about people don't want change. Well, one of the individuals agreed and said, that's what I'm talking about. But they're sitting somewhere where change ain't gonna take place. No, because some people have a stubbornness about them that says, I know what I should be doing. But if the avenue I have to travel go through those people, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. We have so much going on now that we're going to have to finally realize that the power that's in you does not just operate by happenstance. Are you hearing me? And we ought to be tired of inadvertent, spontaneous actions. Did y'all hear what I said? What is that? That's when it has to rise to the occasion because you ain't even using it. Or you're not aware that it's in there for you to use. But that doesn't stop the fact that it's there. Hello? Did that make sense? I'm just saying. We have some stuff that happened to us, and the only alternative we have is to call it something that didn't have nothing to do with it. And I'll be as honest as I can up here. You have to understand. I keep hearing the woman and the whole time I keep talking about that inner strength. I cannot begin to tell you how much we rely on it without knowing it. The fact that it's inner strength. Understand that inner strength is part of your inner being. It's part of the inner working. Huh? Which means it's all connected. Hello? We have an opportunity to help ourselves all the time, right? But you're not always going to be, bless you, in a position to have somebody in front of you to help.
Right.
That doesn't always happen that way. So it's very necessary for you to make sure you're all right. Hello? That's why I say, well, just wait on God. Listen, we need to understand something. They have taken some things and made them phrases of voluntary slaughter. I ain't gonna do no more, I'm gonna let God do it. There ain't no more gonna get me. Oh, you're going against God. No, I'm going against your God concept. And I'm going against your reality that's detached from reality. So we have to look at what's going on around us now. And the concept of saying now never is important. Bless you. Because it pushes us to start getting some things done. Ha! Man, what's happening? And there are some things in the working and some things that are going to start being put in motion. And we're going to have to be aware of what's going on. We're going to have to be mindful of what's going on. I'm excited. Listening to people be more health conscious. Listening to people be more assertive, more aggressive toward being productive. I'm excited. Don't ever sit around and decide for yourself you ain't doing nothing. If you get to that point where you say you ain't doing nothing, guess what? You don't have to find nothing to do. There's something to do right then and there. So don't ever get to the point where you beat yourself down and say, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. That's not a good seat to sit in. All right? So back to the point I was making of Mr. Hype Man. He said, I'm not going to stop having a church like that. It's a video. It's on YouTube. I didn't see all of it pop up. I gotta keep on. And then he got excited. He got on. Well, you don't have to stop and have a church like that, sir, but you could get your behind off of that platform and go out there and start praying for somebody and encourage somebody instead of hyping them up and getting them all excited. And when they walk out the building, stuff is still as stinking as it was when they walked in. This cheerleading stuff, I'm going to hand some of these preachers some pom-poms and a skirt and some tampons and some panties. Because them jokers act like a bunch of children. Time out for this foolishness of hyping people up, and then when they have a problem, you tell my God to fix it. But what do you say to that person if what you told them God gonna fix ends up in their death when they could have got some help? They don't like nobody talking real, talk real. Some of you didn't have to carry out some things today. Be proud of yourself. Be thankful. When you're able to do some things, I don't care how little somebody else might call it. Be proud of yourself and be happy that you were able to do something, because guess what? When you're dead, you ain't moving no more physically. That energy will not be in this frame no more. I promise you that point. So even if something disappointing happens, don't let it keep you down. Even if something happened you wasn't expecting, don't let it keep you at a standstill. Are you hearing me? If you ever seen anybody that play chess, and I'm talking about playing around with it, you ever see anybody that play chess, sometimes if you run into two that's been playing a long time, you almost get a little deterred from watching it, because it takes a while. If both of them know what they're doing, that's going to be a long game. They had a gentleman called Bobby Fischer, who was a champion chess player, who they say just suddenly disappeared. When playing chess involves using your inner strength to bring forth wisdom in your strategy. And every piece on the chessboard moves different. And each one of those pieces has a different function, and they move in a different way. But the strategy behind chess is to make sure that the king does not get taken. You can be put in check. But when it's in checkmate, now the king is going to be taken. Now the queen is a powerful piece. Very fancy. Very fancy, they have fancy moves. And I might be giving out something saying this to people who play chess. But one of the most important pieces on the board when you play chess look like it ain't nothing but a slave to be sacrificed. And they call it a pawn. It's on the front line. But what people don't understand about chess is if you play it right, and you can get that pawn over to the other side, never mind. Now that pawn can become whatever piece you want to become, other than a king. So it's very difficult to get a pawn all the way over to the other side, because then it becomes very dangerous. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? You have to stop living life like you're so insignificant. One of the most amazing things you can do in life is make it to the other side from the front line. I said, why is that? Because the front line get hit first. The front line, if they're not careful, get taken out first. But it's amazing when the front line can make it all the way to the that make them more dangerous. We have become very dangerous because we started on the front line and made it to the other side. I ain't talking about nobody in here. Those times when you were looking at life and saying, why we get treated different? Why it's going to happen to us this way? Never mind. Those things that came that were designed to take you out because you were moving from the position of the front line. Huh? And as you made progress, you ran into more of the same, more mistreatment, more misunderstanding, more feeling different, more feeling strange, more feeling like the outcast. I ain't talking about that. Only to find out you were moving forward instead of backwards. Hello? One thing about a pawn is going to run. Look at chess. How the game is played. Pawns don't run. And yes, they are in a position to be sacrificed. Yes. But we have to see ourselves as unique and different because we made it from the front line to the other side because we ain't in the matrix no more. Huh? So now we become a weapon. We become dangerous because we made it from the front line to the other side. Everybody can't make it from the front line to the other side. We have people in this ministry that were on the front line that didn't make it to the other side. Oh, never mind. They became casualties of the strategy and the movement, and they got sucked in. Hallelujah. And are still part of the whirlwind. They're going in a circle and think they're making progress. Still being sacrificed every time they try to move forward. Why? Don't have that power and that inner strength to persevere and move. Many times when you didn't feel like moving and we moved forward, it was because it was by design for us to make it to the other side. It's that feeling on the inside that there's somewhere I'm trying to go. I'm not exactly sure where that is. There's something else I should be doing other than what I'm doing. I don't know what that is yet. Hello? The reality is finding yourself and becoming more acquainted with the real you don't happen unless you make it to the other side. Hello? Because if you try to do it in the midst of trying to make it to the other side, you become a liability and you become a problem. Y'all ain't hearing it. You ever heard somebody say, I'm confused? But they will never try to get nobody help them? And you notice that person stay confused? What about that for me? You wonder why that person look like they stay confused because they didn't reach out for no help and nobody help them. Huh? Is there anybody in here that understand what I'm saying and feel like you made it to the other side or you're almost there? Anybody? See, that's when you become dangerous. That's when you become ready, willing, and able to utilize what's in you to master what's around you. That's when you start asking questions you were not asking before. That's when you begin to understand that you're not just existing. That's when it becomes more vital for you to make it day to day. Huh? That's when you start throwing away tantrums. That's when you don't let disappointments hang over your head long. That's when you don't let a setback set you down. Because you realize the momentum was real. The advancement was real. The moving forward in an aggressive manner was real. I'm talking to somebody in here. So now we have to begin to understand the reality of who we are. I'm trying not to play with this too thick because, we try to catch us when most of us are here. But tonight is tonight. Making it to the other side, it don't turn you on nobody, but it makes you see who you really were dealing with. It makes you understand what was really going on in the midst of all of your feelings and going about. Why you were treated different? Because they were not fully a part of you. They just were around you to play a part on their mind. Now all of a sudden we even begin to get the reality. We love family, do we not?
Yes.
We love family, we love the good times and the good episodes, and we love how family can change the outlook when they work together. But when you get to the other side, you realize something about family. Realize that family have to keep that innate ability to recognize and function as being part of a family because it ain't always going to be intact. Huh? And many times when the reality hits your family, if you're not careful, you'll slap somebody. If you're not careful, you'll call someone on the phone and tell them nothing to. If you're not careful, huh? If you're not careful, you have a lot of run-ins. But when you make it to the other side, a reality hits you that wasn't there before. Huh? The being empowered and knowing oneself begins to override and dominate all of those miscellaneous little feelings you were having on your way to the other side. This was somebody. You begin to understand that you have skills and abilities and capability that you now have to strengthen and enhance. And now you have to bring it to the point where you begin to understand that you're different to make a difference. Somebody didn't know what I'm saying. Some of you, some of the things you're doing now, some years ago, you probably would not have said you would be doing what you're doing. Some people that were around you years ago probably labeled you to not go any further, not do anything, not accomplish nothing. But as you look at it and see that you are accomplishing things, you are getting some things done, it makes you realize that you are more than even they could have been able to know at the time they were trying to predict how far you would go. Somebody ain't going to hear this tonight. It's a good thing to rejoice and begin to empower yourself to do even more than you have already done. No? So understand this. There are a lot of people being consumed. There are a lot of people being pulled and sucked in and kept into that continuous spiral of the whirlwind. Why? Because they cannot, for the life of them, they cannot see the importance of getting over to the other side. There are a lot of distractions and a lot of things that are said to keep you from even wanting to advance. Some of you have some things in you that need to come forward, but there are times we don't see ourselves as being able to accomplish it. We don't see ourselves as being able to do it. Sometimes we even say, oh, that's not me. You're not any different when you say those things. It's not a shock that come out of our mouth, and sometimes we're thinking like that. That's not a shock. Overcoming it, that's the task at hand. Being able to overcome it because you don't know who you're going to have to interact with. You don't know who you're going to talk to. You don't know who's going to confront you. You don't know who's going to want to talk to you. You don't know what you're going to have to share. And you don't know what manner you're going to have to share it. We certainly don't know perfectly when, but being ready has everything to do with being solid, inside and out. It has everything to do with being balanced. Hey, I'm talking right here tonight. You can't walk around mad at nothing. Can't walk around frustrated when you ain't made no attempt to move no further. Y'all ain't liking me. And when we fail to do something with what we have, it's our fault. It ain't the devil, it ain't the enemy, it ain't demons, it ain't spirits, it's our fault. If we squander the opportunity of being better, of being at our best. Just because somebody might see what you do as small and insignificant, if that's not how you see it, then you should pursue and move forward. Huh? I say it all the time, everything ain't gonna make us smile. Everything ain't gonna make us laugh. We're not gonna like everything that go on. No? But the one thing that has to be consistent, you have to have the issue settled. I'm gonna live. That's right. You gotta have that settled. I'm gonna live. When you have that issue settled, then when things happen, you don't act like somebody just sucked all the life out. There are a lot of things that happen to us where we can act like our life is over. Like we ain't gonna be able to do nothing else, we ain't gonna be able to move no further, we ain't gonna be able to move forward. But once you settle the issue, I'm gonna live. Then you don't have to hold a grudge with enemies or antagonists in your life. Then you can realize that some things came as a hindrance for you to realize you can overcome it. Some things got in your way and let you know you're going in the right direction and you're trying to stop it. Man, if you look at what's going on now, we have a lot to offer, but we act like it. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% crystal clear truth what I'm going to say, but we act like it ain't that important. That ain't a strange thing to get to the point of saying, what's it all for? What's it all about? That ain't strange. It's not unusual to come to that place. But what do you do once you're there? What's next? When you get ready to try something, and somebody says it's not going to work, if that's your attitude, don't even try it. Because if you the one saying it's not going to work, what you trying? What you trying for? We're not trying to make a difference, we're going to make a difference. We're not trying to see change, we're already seeing it. And looking forward to seeing it even more. So some of you sitting in here now, you don't feel the same way you feel about yourself some time ago. And that's great. That's awesome. It's powerful. Like I said, you don't know who you're going to run into. You don't know when. No. But you have to be ready. You know, they say that just in case. Well, you have to be ready. Every time something progressive and productive happens for this community, it's supposed to bleed out into the home. That's why we tell people ride the momentum, because everything gonna make you happy. No? We experience dealing with these automobiles. No? I don't care what you drive, it don't tell you when something will happen to you. And most of the time, we're not ready. And most of the time, we don't take it with us. Sometimes we flat out don't like it. So you kick your own wheel. Doggone stupid car. Truck, van, SUV, dune buggy, it's all the cars on that stupid car. Let somebody mess around while you're mad because something happened to you and say, excuse me, that's an SUV. If you don't let somebody call themselves tell you, because you say this car get on my nerves, they tap you on the shoulder and they want to get smart and tell you what kind of car you have. Like you don't know. We got to learn to expect the unexpected so that we can handle it. You didn't handle it right. Some things can catch you off guard. At the initial, you don't always handle it right. Sometimes we have to collect yourself, get it together. Say, all right, wait a minute, let me reload, let me refocus. Because I'm tearing my own stuff out the frame over this. Hold up, wait a minute, I ain't gonna be no good to hell about it. Wait a minute, I need to get a grip. I'm talking to somebody. That's how we have to be. That's how we have to be, because, mark my words, we may not experience the full blood of it, because where we are, we were there challenge you. Oh, amen, and our shame should have came to them. They were not there. You know why? Anybody know why? Anybody know why? Nobody got an idea why they won't challenge you. Anyone? Bless you. Anyone? Gentlemen, y'all got an idea? Huh? You got an idea why they won't challenge you? Because they're scared of me. You doggone right. But guess what? They're scared of you too. You know why? They don't know what you're capable of. They have some idea, they're scared of you. They're scared of you. How many musicians y'all meet from around here? Huh? Say again? Once in a blue moon. But there's some around here, they don't heard you play. They want to know how much more you can do. Scared. This ain't a competition? Never mind. They'd rather go on rumors and stories than confront you in person. It's a shame and it's sad. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I enjoy the fact that they're scared. Why do I enjoy it? Because I'm hoping that one day that's what will put them in front of me. So they can find out, man, let me scare them. They have to find that out. What was that thing that said curiosity killed the cat? And then they had the thing that said satisfaction brought it back. Y'all know that? Now, curiosity killed the cat. I guess the cat was satisfied dead and brought it back. Make it make sense. Curiosity killed the cat, but their satisfaction brought it back. So what killed and satisfied at that same time? I guess when you watching The Color Purple, it does. How do you die? Never mind. Oh, I gotta have the humor in the joint because we're not catching the blood in it because of who we are and where we are. Make no mistake about it. There's an aura and a presence about where you're sitting that people admire and envy at the same time. And we're hoping that they'll soon walk through the door because coming together and reasoning together is vital. It's very important. Understanding one another is very important. People would rather experience you ministering to them in the street. Always true. Because some people watch the live and they be looking to see what I'm going to walk in Walmart in here. Because they hear what I be saying. They hear what I be saying. So I will say this, it might not make sense. Some situations that have fear in it, have it in it in a good way. That makes sense? Because if it don't make sense to you, then why you made it in church all of you? Because church has fear instilled in it. It's promoted and also recommended and enforced. It even has wording that says put them in fear. Rebuke some, and others may fear. The fear that I'm talking about is where a person has enough fear there to fear failure to the point where they look for success where people told them not to look. Where they have enough fear in them, where they're fearful of keeping the pain, till they finally stop listening to the wrong people and come to a place where they can receive some help. Huh? You see, when a person gets fearful of wasting away, get fearful of being defeated, get fearful of ending up depressed, get fearful of losing their mind, suddenly they remember that place. Suddenly they think about them people. Suddenly they say, you know what? I'm going to find a way and make it. We're not saying we're all powerful and almighty, but we are saying we're the standard right here. Period. Why? Because that's what we're supposed to be. There's something powerful in everything that you do. Even the children are different for a reason. It's not to say we're better than everybody, we try to help everybody. I'd rather see others be enlightened and become powerful where they are as well. But you got too many preachers that are self-centered. And they produce self-centered ministers. And that's not how it's supposed to be. I know tonight is kind of subtle and boring, but yet effective. Yet effective. You have to begin to understand who you are. No? If you're able to make a difference, everything operating that reject progress has to start working against you. Did you not notice when you start making progress, something get in the way? There's no devil throw it there. Oh, what's y'all talking about? I'm going to say something that probably ain't going to make no sense to you. You ever seen lightning strike a big tree? Little small tree just growing. You ever seen lightning hit? Let's see. Can you look up, can you ask, we ask these questions because sometimes we got a good answer. Can we ask the question, does lightning strike a new tree, a new growing tree? Lightning. We know it's strike an old one, it doesn't hit that one so many times. I'm surprised it's still out there. When you're focused on who you are, people don't understand that. You know that tree was full of copperheads one time. And y'all were walking right past it like you wouldn't know. Y'all didn't know that is.
No, what now?
That tree out there had copperheads in it before. That one gets struck by lightning all the time. They had copperheads in there. Y'all didn't know that?
No.
It's an old tree. One time lightning hit it so hard, branches long over. Y'all. But it's still there. Yeah, the family of copperheads living there before. Huh? No. We left on their own. We didn't bother them, they ain't bothered us. Little guy came up to the branches, he saw a couple of them in there, he didn't come back. No. We ain't bothered them, they ain't bothered us, but they was in there. Isn't that true? That's for real. That's true. Little guy saw him, he said, copperheads in there. Do we have an answer?
Yes.
What it say?
Yes.
It'll strike a new tree.
Yes. It's less likely, but it can happen.
Say it again.
It's less likely, but it does happen.
It's less likely, but it does happen.
Because they're smaller and shorter.
Huh?
Because they're smaller and shorter, lightning usually hits goes the path of least resistance first.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, I'm saying this for a reason. What time is it?
8:05.
I'm almost finished, but I'm saying this for a reason. You just heard it said. It's like it can happen. But the chances are not that good because it's what?
Smaller and shorter.
Smaller and shorter. Now, I wish everybody was here to hear what I'm going to say. I had don't look it up like that because I wanted to make this statement. When you are growing and developing and getting stronger, and expanding, you shouldn't fear growth because it's not likely you're going to be struck down. Somebody didn't catch that. Your fear of being struck down in the midst of you trying to accomplish something, you shouldn't even be walking around with it. Longevity get hit first. In the business world, they got concepts. LIFO and FIFO. LIFO and FIFO. Most of them use the LIFO. That means last in, first out. That means if you can get rid of people, the last in are going to be the first ones out. Some companies do first in, first out. But when you're growing, you just heard it's not likely. But we walk around acting like we're going to be struck down at any minute while we're growing. While we're trying to broaden our horizon and reach our higher height. If you're trying to reach a higher height that something already has, it's taller than you. This making sense to anybody? Stop trying to grow in fear, nervous and expecting something to strike you down. How do the folks say in the church, you have to preach? I will let it reach. And the question is, did that reach you just now? Wanting to get better is a good thing. Be fearful that you ain't over here to get better. And you have to do something about that. Everybody understand what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
For us to have such a great task, we got to stop downplaying. When the woman of the Most High was sharing with me her encounter, it made me realize, I said it. I said, I got to arm myself to get out there. Well, I can't run into him sitting in the 4 walls, can I? Never be fearful of making an impact, because it's in you to make an impact. Some of the things we're going to be sharing, use it. Don't be talking, I wonder if it's going to work. How many of you crank up the car, sitting there saying, well, it might not work? Who won't get in the car to crank it up with that kind of mindset? Well, it might not work. So you use it. They used to kind of make me rub the wrong way to them. I ain't trying to say I know stuff. Wait a minute, you know something, just say it. I don't know why I'm taking it. They don't tell you. The last time I did that, when I went home, I thought about that, man. I said, well, I tell somebody, I don't know what I'm saying. Why don't I just say it? Then they asked me, do you know why you said that? Then I have to tell the truth. Not really. But you will find out. Height don't have nobody around here right now. But height sets you up to flatline. We do know what that means, right? We ain't trying to be hyped up. That's funny. If you continually want to be hyped up, you're going to soon realize ain't nobody around there to help you. So how many of us that are here this evening benefit from what's said here this evening? Well, we're grateful and thankful that we were able to say something to edify and strengthen. At this time, if you don't mind, we're going to ask for one combination to give us a musical selection, then we're going to close out. The reason why we're asking for a musical selection is because the atmosphere that we set in here is important. Now, I want you to know that the building is haunted. Y'all thought I was kidding. They hear stuff in here when we're not here. We know what it is. They do. They hear stuff in here when we're not here. But some people are drawn to the yard when we're not here. They sit out there. Sit out there with the stairs up. That's a good thing. It's 9/11. Let's continue to make an impact. Everything you do is going to benefit somebody once they encounter you and find out what you're doing. So don't downplay yourself. Your testimonies are important. Your progress are important. Your experiences are important. Don't throw them away because you don't need them. Because the time will come when you have to share. That makes sense? I'll share. Another combination of your mind, let's just use the next one. we're thankful. Yes, thankful and grateful for all that attended here this evening and logged in. If it's your first time, subscribe to our YouTube channel and this week for our ministries. 181 is it? Is it 181?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it'll take you directly to the page and you can become a subscriber. And that way you know when we're on and when we have programs. Thankful for being able to share this evening. We do not have service on tomorrow night. So I guess this is time to say enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Friday, enjoy your Saturday. Is there rehearsal Saturday? There is rehearsal Saturday. Well, enjoy your Friday rehearsal Saturday. And then, of course, we come in on Sunday to do that which we have been blessed to be able to do. Hopefully, we will be able to reach someone and edify someone that will decide to attend and be with us. Any comments or remarks before we close?
The nursing home visit Saturday.
The nursing home visit this Saturday. Also, we are thankful to the great missionaries and the work that they do with going and visiting the elderly there in they used to call it the convalescent home. They call it nursing home. But we're thankful for all that they do with going, and it's much appreciated even by the residents and the staff of the NAC. So someone tried to copy and they didn't let them in. So and good to be a copycat sometimes. Let's get ready. Yes.
I was sitting here thinking, as you were saying, my mind went back to 2020. When you said something about the front line, and I think you said pushing past the front line.
Yes.
And first thing my mind went back, I was thinking about, you said something about once you push past, you become dangerous. But I was thinking about all those frontline doctors that had at the beginning of the pandemic, and there was some that was having working countenances, just trying to, those that really was, trying to help. And there was some that came up with things to help besides going and trying to get a vaccine. And when they started, like they pushed past all that they were doing, I know they was tired, frustrated, but they pushed past, they were in the front line. They began to shut them down on every platform because they became dangerous because they were going to come against their money.
Yes.
And so they had one network, some network, and the network, they were able to tell people, they had testimonies, how people, simple stuff that they were using 4 different things. Some were vitamins, antibiotics, and something called the and some they were doing babies when they have undeveloped lungs. But as I thought about that, 2020 also was something great for me because I came in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic when all the other places were shut down, but Elko was still open. And y'all was like to be pushing past, the front line and still making impact. So my life changed. So 2020 is something to me. Because when everybody, like I said, the doors had been shut. And I was, like I said, in the house, hey, I was like, I'm tired of being in the house. And I called one person. I said, us doors open, and they never shut. And life, had to change, like I said, but it did something to me because I didn't realize that, okay, even the pandemic, when there was a lot of fear and deaths all around that thing stuff, I was thinking about how we still push through that. We made it through, and we're still, we still doing it. I'm so thankful, I'm grateful because of that. When we was talking, that you always, give us something to help us, but it did something to me because it hit me on this side. And I'm like, okay, that right there means something to me. I can't speak for nobody else. But I know, like I said, in 2020, my life changed for the better. It's still changing. So I'm grateful, I'm thankful what you said, but like I said, you know,
Bless
a
you.
lot of times we sit here and, you know, and I know sometimes people get a little discouraged, but I'm thankful for this house and everything that come forth in this house to help us keep going. So, and yeah, we gonna do this. We do.
That's all right. Yeah, I remember talking about that. Yeah, everybody was shutting down, and now we don't feel like it. Anyone else closing? Nothing. Most happy and grateful for another opportunity to come together and share. Thankful that we're able to receive. Thankful for any that were logged in. And remember our listening families and our fellowship families and the direct community family here. Remember this evening being a productive and progressive one. As we continue to go forward, let us continue to make an impact. For it truly is now or never. As we're part of the next wave, let us continue to do that which is part of the ordained purpose. I'll share that.